The timer's a lie. Y'all are fast. You got in here quick. How's it going, Zerg, Solus? Welcome. So, I was going to just be moving a bunch of material. Thought I'd fire up a little stream tonight. It sounds like the audio might be out of whack. I've done the save thing. I don't know. Let me know if it's too loud. I can always turn it down in my headphones. But it seemed a little noisy. Thought the opening credit screen needed a little oil, Dave. How's it going, Jokebox? Yeah, let's go ahead and just track this guy back. Not going to be using him right at the moment. One thing I've been fighting is I'm playing on hardcore, so the fuel usage is set to high. And it's just stupid ridiculous. I filled up my rock truck and drove it down to the plant. For those of you that have been following the YouTube series, I've got a plant down at the bottom of the hill, if you're not familiar with it. So I drove the rock truck down there and it used like a quarter tank of fuel. So I'm hoping they tweak that a little bit. Anywho, we're going down to the mine and we're going to be moving some material and just kind of chilling here on a Saturday evening. Hope y'all are doing well, having a good weekend. That's all still turned on. OG Pro, welcome. Go ahead and throw that down in there. I think my little low loader's down here somewhere. And if you are following the YouTube series and you see stuff, yeah, I'm at least a couple of videos ahead here, so some of the stuff you might not have seen yet. Just ignore that. But we're mostly going to just be down here in the mine, moving material. One thing I did show off is the new, in the video, was the new metal analyzer. And also note, I am on the beta branch, so also if you're wondering why you don't have some of this stuff, I am on the beta branch, so yeah, copper. So this is more like grainy, it looks like. Stop! In the name of ore. This tends to have, the iron ore tends to have like bigger globules, it looks like. Now we can 100%, without digging it up, we can just tell. We can just tell what we're working with. You should be in the Olympics, right? Look at that vertical. It's like a 3-meter vertical. Yeah, I've recorded several ahead, though, so that's what I meant. I've already got Monday and Wednesday videos of this queued up and ready to go. And I've got Friday's videos staged, but we're not going to be down there around that area tonight, so it's all good. We're mostly going to be working, getting some ore moved out of the mine. And I kind of want some iron. I went down in here and hit copper. Trying to get back into the iron. Hey, Dibs. Whoa. And if you haven't been following the series, I am doing this is what, Series 4? Season 4 of Out of Ore. Doing a little hardcore thing. We're on hardcore mode, and I made some rules for myself as well. And it's been fun so far. Pretty darn popular, too. People love this game. It is a very fun game. Even with all the jank. So I gotta get back in the groove here. Just working the loader. And like all my series, you can find that series in the playlists on the channel if you're so inclined. Might get some shadow and flame going on. Last thing we need is a ball rock. Whoa, come on. See if we can get some of this ceiling. This is a low loader, but we were almost scraping the ceiling there. Yeah, we got a little stalactite hanging out up here. Yeah, we got some Motor Town going on in the channel too. Help yourself to the playlist. Alright, so yeah, we're getting back into the iron ore over here. So it's more like, I don't know what the right word is. It's got like globs in it. And then the copper ore is kind of smoother texture. And there's kind of a mix here, so it gets confusing. But I like having the little analyzer tool. That's pretty handy. So we can get out here. I'm about to fall off the side. Come on. Need more power. So you need more traction. Need some posi lock. Some posi track in my rear end here. If we get down there deep enough, I can work it so I can come back out of there forward. Right now, we just kind of have to go down in there and back out. This is pretty much what we're going to be doing tonight. So if that's not your thing, that's cool. No problem. I'm not going to hurt my feelings if you leave. Now, is this right here? Is this iron? Actually, I'm going to stay in first person when I'm out. Now, we're getting into a little copper as we go down, but... yeah, we got copper up there, too. So we got a little bit of iron ore in between copper layers, it looks like. Fun. Yeah, the lighting is, I think, kind of a concession to gameplay. It is way too light down here. There are lights on the vehicles, but you don't really need them. It's like everything these days, it's in early access, so that may change in the future. But yes, it is very light down here in this mine. Alright, we gotta sidestep a little bit here. Get her big old booty headed uphill. Hades, how's it going? Good evening. You must be on the other side of the planet if it's morning. It's coming up on 8 p.m. here in the Show Me State, Missouri, USA. It's got Germany represented. Nice. Howdy, howdy. I don't know any German, unfortunately. My daughter is, I think she's taking some German, maybe taking some German in high school. So she knows a little bit because she's been kind of looking into it. Hey, Albino Tailgater, welcome back. Got some Switzerland in here as well. Awesome. That's what's cool about streaming on YouTube. And videos as well. You get people from all over. That's pretty neat. Alright. I'm going to turn that off because we're using fuel. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit by hand here. And sometimes it's easier to do this in third, sometimes it's easier to do it in first person. Fastest pickaxe in the West. you haven't seen the game before, you start out with a pickaxe that swings about as fast as this axe. So one of the first things I bought was the fast pickaxe and the fast shovel. Whee! And yeah, the jumping's a little bit ridiculous. All right, so I think this is to get pretty close, but yeah, this is all iron. Getting into some copper. I thought there was copper under somewhere. Maybe we'd shoot through the copper. So the plan is to go this way, and then we might widen out once we get far enough back that we'd be under this part over here. That's kind of the tentative plan anyway. We're just moving material. Tailgater or gator? Alrighty. I didn't know if the albino was important. I saw my first gator this year. Speaking of gators. I've been to Florida several times. Both work and pleasure, and had never seen an alligator. But we went on a cruise earlier this year, and we were driving to the port. We saw some alligators sunbathing in a creek. So that was kind of cool. Good way to see them from a car, from the highway. There's some kind of new symbology here in the chat. Can I hover over that? Doesn't do anything on that screen. Come on, just a second. Let me pop over here. What does that mean? Oh, that's like top chatters. There's XP now in YouTube chat? What? It's the leaderboarder. Oh, okay. I'm a pretty casual streamer for the new folks here. This is my relaxing away from work. This is not what I do for a living. Okay, well I knew over on the... Like I've got the chat over here on my streaming PC as well. It has a... Yeah, it has a top fans button. There it is. So do you guys see the 1, 2, 3 as well in your chat? Or is that just on my side? I assume you guys see that as well. Well, Zerg there was 75 XP. First place. Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it pop up, Zerg. I don't remember seeing it in my stream before. Must be something new. Or something I became eligible for or something. I don't know. I would guess it's based on chatting somehow. I don't know for sure how that works. Zergrich is in here a lot, talking a lot, so makes sense he's number one. It's been out for about 5 days, and it's annoying. It has mass. Yeah, it does. That's what caught my eye. All these big logos started popping up. I wonder if that's something I can turn off. Like, I turned off reactions because people were complaining that it covered up part of the screen. Yeah, I don't see a thing in here to turn it off. Oh well. I guess we have giant logos now. All right, let's get this scoop out, and I'm going to put down some more concrete floor. This makes it easier to keep the mine going in a straight direction. Lost quite a bit of the load coming up out of there. Professional miner. Also want to get some of this stuff cleaned up. It's bugging me. Let's go whack it with a shovel. I have a very powerful shovel. There we go. The shovel kind of smooths things out, if you're not familiar with the game. So that was Friday's video. I was in here blundering around with the front shovel. Just trying it out. I knew it wasn't the correct application for it. But it was fun to mess around with. And it's all globby over here too. It's gonna bother me. Here, ore. Get my super jump going. More of a watcher than a talker. That's perfectly fine, joke box. Most people just lurk in here. That's perfectly acceptable. Alright, we're low on fuel, so let's get the fuel truck down here. They recently changed the fuel usage rate, and it's, like I was saying earlier, it's just ridiculous now. You're always refueling. But I'm also playing on hardcore, which makes the fuel usage high. Price is low, that kind of thing. That's okay. We have a fuel truck. We have the technology. Since we're going to be using so much, I might as well just go fill this bad boy up. Whee! Jump mining should be an Olympic sport, right? If y'all have any questions about the game, let me know. I'll try to answer. I'm not an expert, but I've played quite a bit of it. So this truck, it'll fill your truck tank up, and then it starts filling up the tank on the back. So you see the green bar going up. So we've got plenty of money. I'm just going to fill this thing up. Watching while working, Marcus? Nice. Oh, Hades says it's individual to turn off. So maybe you can turn off your own logo then. 18,000 something in this truck. Probably lead trays. I know it's liters, I'm just being funny. Alright, into the mine we go. Coming in! The steering on this thing is very twitchy. Whoa, horsey. Alright, so many cameras here. I was getting all confused. So if I'm close enough, I should be able to hop in this guy. Yeah, and refuel. There we go. Beauty. And we got a little bit of cave collapse happening there. That is a thing. You'll get stuff falling on you if it's too much of an unsupported area. It doesn't really make a huge difference, so I just ignore it for the most part. Alright, we're gonna cross our fingers that this parking brake holds. We're just gonna park that there. Like I said, we do have lights. I could turn those on. What's cool about this little guy, let me get in the cab. You actually sit sideways. So, pretty crazy. If I had a steering wheel, this would probably be easier to drive from in here, but I can't see what the heck I'm doing, so we're gonna go back outside. I know I said I was gonna put down some concrete. I'm too busy wrecking. I wanted to clear a little bit of that out too, so my butt can stick back in there when I'm turning around. Would I recommend this game for purchase? Absolutely. Keep in mind, it is early access. There will be bugs. It changes a lot. Like, it's under very active development. But yeah, it's pretty solid. I don't do multiplayer, but There are people that do a lot of multiplayer in it, if you're into that kind of thing. If you're wanting to learn more about the game before you make a purchase decision, which I highly recommend, do your research. Check out Split Into Gaming. That's Split Into, TWO, spelled out. Split Into Gaming. He does a lot of like tutorials and just update overviews, and he also does a lot of streaming of multiplayer. So you can go check that out. He does huge builds with lots of people. So go check that out. And there's a lot of other people too that make content on it. I even saw Colonel Failure was playing this the other day. That was pretty cool. But I've done 4 series with it so far, and if you go back and look at the first series, it was a pretty different. There's a lot that's changed. It's buggy and janky, but very playable. And if you like this kind of just chill digging type stuff, I think it's an awesome game. But always do your research before you make any kind of purchasing decision. I'm trying to think who else I watch. Quad Thumb Gaming. He does some Out of War. Who else? I used to watch a few when I got started. And I can't think who that is right off the top of my head. Alright, let's hop out. We're going to do a little bit of construction, but I'm going to also back up this truck a little more because I don't like seeing the refuel button every time I go by it. Yeah, it's got a lot of similarities with Terraform as far as like what you can do. Moving the ground. But this is the beta branch on Steam. They just added like some auto smelting and stuff. So if you go watch back 2 or 3 videos in this series, you'll see that in action. That's pretty cool. So basically you dump ore in a hopper, and then you've got these power conveyors that can go into a smelter, and then it can go into a thing that forms it into blooms, and then they can be formed into beams, or you can just make ingots out of it all automatically rather than manually through the workbenches, which is what you do on the main branch right now. Anyway, there's a lot to it. You can see we're getting ready to do a little bit of building stuff here. So I'm going to put down some more concrete floor here. You don't have to do this, of course. It just makes it easier to drive and keep on the level flooring as you go in. Just kind of clean this up with the pickaxe. And you also don't have to play with like the progression or economy. You can just go in creative and do whatever like you want. It's pretty customizable. I started with literally just a pickaxe. And here we are with tons of equipment. It's almost $6 million in the bank. So I enjoy that kind of stuff. Challenges and progression. You can also turn all that stuff off. Alright, we should be heading right into the iron, so let's go get our 2 scoops of raisins. There we go. Carried a little bit of momentum through the corner, and then lost it all because I turned too early. Hey, catch you later, Mox. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I've got twin joysticks, and I did a stream right after Christmas when I got them with the excavator, and that was a lot of fun. I play a lot of different games, and I haven't used them that much. Also want to use them at some point for Star Citizen. Oops, I had my bucket a little too low and skid it out from under me there. And I also want to move some pay dirt tonight. Get the gold ore and stuff built up. We'll go up in a little bit and see how much iron ore we've got. So this is all going up to a processing plant, basically, that I've built. How deep can you dig? You know, it's really far. I don't remember. It's not infinite, but it's pretty far. I think the dev answered that. It was either on Discord or Steam, but I don't remember what the answer was. Really deep. And is that Crash? Is that how you say that? Red 19-esh? I'm just going to go with Crash. Yeah, we start hearing screams, the air temperature starts getting hot. We'll know we've gone too far. Alright, I think that's enough ore for now. Let's go dig some pay dirt. So we'll leave this guy down here. It is Crash. All right. 19's in there just to confuse me. Gotcha. So, yeah, if you haven't seen this before, I've been building all this on a YouTube series, but we've got some wind power, which I may replace at some point. It's a little OP. And all this stuff is powered. I've got these belts here bringing stuff up out of the mine. And then it gets dumped into here. This hopper is where I dump with the front loader when I'm digging. I'll just go through the plant real quick. I gotta remember what all this stuff does. So it comes over here to the trommel? Or is that the coal separator? I've already forgotten. No, it's the trommel. Ooh, we had some ore spilling out. I must have got overloaded somehow. Interesting. So anyway, the trommel, the dirt and pay dirt will fall down, and then it comes out the back here of the trommel. And then it goes over to this wash plant. And in one of the latest beta patches, you have to supply water now, so I just added that. That's in, I think, Monday's video, maybe. I can't remember which video, but anyway, you'll see me building this, adding the water to it. The wash plant separates the ore from the dirt and whatnot, and then it goes into here. What comes out of the trommel is basically going to just be coal because of where I'm digging. And then the coal will just come over here. Everything ends up in the storage container over here. So it gets all separated out. So you can see we've got a bunch of dirt, copper ore, iron ore. Starting to get a little bit of gold and stuff because I've ran a little bit of pay dirt. That's not so much iron ore as I thought. I guess we got a little bit of copper in there as well. Just dump those extras in there. So let's go run some pay dirt. We'll do that with the old L11 here. I put some miles on this thing. That's why it looks like utter garbage. It's a little beat up. Yeah, I don't think it was melting so much in the super deep as it was just it wasn't strong enough to hold its own weight anymore. Yeah, I think I'll take some pay dirt from over here. Hey John, howdy up there in Canada. If you're a real life miner, you'll just have to avert your eyes. Whee! Because A, I'm not a miner. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just playing with toys. And B, this game is not exactly realistic. So we're going to dump all this stuff in the hopper here. Then it'll go through that plant and it'll get all sorted out. And I know that's pay dirt based on the texture. So this... Here's a good example. There's two different right next to each other. So this brown, this is just dirt. This kind of more pinkish little splotches here, that's pay dirt. If I bring my little thing out now, we got pay dirt, dirt, pay dirt, dirt. So the pay dirt goes through the wash plant. You'll get some like gold ore and stuff like that out of it. Terraform meets Satisfactory. Yeah, kinda. A little bit. Alright, I do want to push that wall back a little bit, so let's get this cone out of the way. With a sledgehammer, you can remove things. Basically puts it back in your inventory. So we're going to move some dirt and pay dirt. Have to get some fuel again. I'm down to half a tank. I really hope they tweak that because it's the fuel usage. It used to be pretty fine. I was pretty happy with it. And then there was a while there where nothing was using fuel. And now it's kind of went the opposite direction. It's just using tons of fuel. Mr. Waffle, hello. Yeah, tipping could become a problem. Actually, how many of these wooden beam blocks do I have? I've only got 4. I need to cut down. I need to go deforest a bunch of stuff. Let's switch to grid. That in there. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, hey, John, dropping a $5. Thank you. Watched you almost from day one. Trying to do real-life mining stuff doesn't always work. Yeah, right? Thank you. That's very generous of you. Thanks for popping in the stream, too. So, I forgot. I moved my workbench. My workbench is over here now. No, I didn't buy anything on the Steam sale, Dave. I didn't really see anything interesting. Yeah, I'm completely out of beams. So one of the challenges I'm doing here on this particular season is if I can craft something, I have to craft it. I can't just go buy it. So I've got $6 million. I could just go buy a bunch of these. But a self-imposed rule means I'm not going to do that. So let me go empty this load out, and we're going to go chop some trees for a bit. Yeah, I saw the CA in front of it, but, you know, close enough. $5 Canadian. It's your hard-earned money, whatever the denomination, and I thank you for it. How about you, Dave? Did you buy anything on the sale? I did download a demo, the Gold River project, and it didn't work. It would just launch to a black screen. That one kind of looked interesting. I don't know if that's a Linux thing or just a demo thing. I saw a lot of complaints on the discussion about it running really poorly on people's machines. So. And if I bought the rest of the... I don't know. Am I missing DLC for that? I might be. Oh, they had like a scope or something coming out, didn't they? I mean, night hunting is illegal where I'm from, so no, I didn't really buy anything for the night hunting stuff. Mr. Waffle, I've done a lot of customization in past seasons, if you mean like lights and stuff. The only thing I've really been doing this series is painting them all Fedora Farms orange. So this color was my color way back in Farm Sim 17 days. when I had a bunch of custom mods and stuff I used. I am crafting my own repair parts to fix up the vehicles, though, if that counts. Fuel low. Yeah, I know. Let's go drop this off. Let's drive at a super unsafe speed backwards. And then come to an instant stop. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, Sam. It's a recent thing in the beta. Hopefully it gets tweaked a little bit before they push it to live. I mean, I am on hardcore, so it's the high fuel usage. Okay, this is all just going to fall out of the bucket. So if we go look at settings... so I can't change any of this stuff because I'm in hardcore mode, but so the XP gain is slow, interest rate is high, breakdown's normal, fuel consumption is high. And it's definitely high. I'll give them that. It did used to be that high. Like a few days ago, it was... Actually, a few days ago, nothing was using any fuel. It was broken. But a week ago, it was fine. It felt about right. You'd have to refuel once in a while, but not every, like, 10 minutes. Wasn't a very stable dumping. Alright, let's park this bad boy for a bit, and we're going to go kill some trees. So I need to make some more of these wooden blocks here. So let's take our giant axe. Look at the size of this axe. The blade's like the size of my head. I don't think everything is quite to scale here in the game. So some of these we can chop down for wood. So, yeah, don't you wish cutting down trees was this easy in real life? We had wood heat when I was growing up, and my mom still has wood heat, so... Going and cutting the winter wood is still a thing. I still help her with that every year. It's not this easy. I wish it was. Hey, Justin McDade, how's it going? You caught me live. But it's a rare Kerbo stream. I kind of just stream when I have time. I was going to be moving some material. I thought, you know, I'll fire up the stream here for a bit. It's not going to be a super long stream. But this game is pretty popular, so I figured some people would want to hang out. You were watching Quad Thumb? I'm behind on his series, but yeah, I've been watching him as well. Oh, he referenced me when he was struggling with paving. That's all good. I mentioned Quad Thumb earlier. I was telling people who else to go watch. Split Into Gaming, Quad Thumb Gaming. There's a few more, and I'm having a complete brain fart on who I used to watch play Out of War. The paving is a little finicky if your ground's not super level. You have to kind of move the, I don't know what you'd call it. The thing where the pavement comes out, you have to kind of move it and tilt it so it's really close to the ground. That might have been what he was struggling with. I'm going to get about 100 logs and then we'll throw them in the workbench. We'll get back to moving material. Bigger trees give like 2 or 3 wood. The little ones just give 1. Should give me 1. Yeah, it gives me 1. Probably 2. Yeah. 2. Let's yeah, let's just, we're not trying to fool anybody. Let's just clear cut. Thought about leaving some trees by the road, but cut them all down. Gotta make sure your cursor's where it says cut wood, or it won't actually cut it. All right, there we go. That's an even 100. That'll work. Split in 2 hasn't been active. Well, he was not too long ago. Maybe he's taking a break because he was doing some monster projects. Okay, so this little workbench here lets you craft things. So I'm going to pop the logs in there. Say, make me beams. So I need the beams to make these blocks. So once these beams are processed, I can make blocks out of them. That'll make me 20 more blocks. It's a slow process. It's a very slow process. Clean that up a little bit. Probably need to just make a corner there. All right, back to the diggy dig. Just leave a tree line by the road and clear cut. I thought about it. Like, nah. We're not trying to fool anybody. Oh, sorry. Sorry, paver. I didn't paint the paver. I don't remember why. I left it red. I need to do some more painting. The whole plant up here is kind of boring, just being all the stock red color. I'll get around to that at some point. Do a little Austin Powers 63.5 point turn there. Alright, I'm just kind of eyeballing that where I need that to be, but we're about done digging out here. I just kind of wanted to make it a little wider so when I'm pulling out of there with the big truck, I've got plenty of room. Yeah, hop on the Discord, Justin, the Out of Ore official Discord. There's always people on there looking for folks to play with. And I think, was it on the Reddit? I can't remember if it was Reddit or Discord. Somebody was looking for rock truck drivers for their server. So. Where am I going? I was thinking about where I saw that, and I started to drive down into the mine. I tell you, the absent-minded professor has got nothing on me. I'm getting behind on the chat there. I am from Missouri, John. The Show Me State. Or Misery, depending on what kind of day you're having. It's not Missouri. I've never heard anybody from Missouri call it Missouri. Except politicians. There may be like one county somewhere in the state that calls it that. I don't know. Yeah, Justin, this is that patch. I'm on the beta. And I've been doing a YouTube series with this save. This is my season 4 save. So I've been doing some of that in the series. And there's some more stuff coming. I've already got Monday and Wednesday's videos done, so If you've been following the series, you might see some stuff that's new. That's because it's in videos that are coming out. Why do I keep trying to drive into the mine? I've been debating on the coal power. Switching to coal. It'd be so fiddly. Because it's always burning coal, whether it's producing power or not. So I'd always have to be running around turning it off if I didn't want to just blow through all my coal. So I don't know. I'll see. They might add some kind of auto-off feature or something. Alright, I think I'm going to get kind of one more finish and scoop here. It's kind of hard to get fine speed control. Whee! It's probably easier if you're not playing with a keyboard. Alright, let's get a little bit of this lip here off. A little bit of this dirt right here. And I think we'll smooth it up with the roller and maybe a little shovel work. And we'll call that good. Trying to send your Steam handle to Justin? It keeps getting censored. I don't know. I don't see anything on my end, so YouTube must be killing it before it even comes to me, like as the streamer. Usually I'll see moderation messages and stuff. Yeah, I've got a lot of coal, Justin, down at the bottom of the hill, that other plant you can see off in the distance. There's tons of coal down there, but it'd just be... I don't know how tedious it would be keeping it fueled. It's the only thing that's kept me from doing it so far. I did do some testing when it first came out, though, and you can basically fill it with a hopper. So it's... Once you bootstrap it and get it powered, it'll just feed itself until it runs out of coal. Okay, we need to check on our crafting. Okay, we've got that many beams. Let me kill that. So I should be able to make 9 of those. There we go, and then we'll make the rest. With those crafting, I'll have some more of those in about 2 minutes. Cool, up to almost 600 gold ore. Nice. Let's sell off some dirt. I'll keep a little bit just in case I would need it for something. Got a little bit of pay dirt. We can go send that through. Yeah, that's weird that it would censor that, John. Who knows the ways of the YouTube bots? They are mysterious. Alright, so a stack of dirt's basically 14 grand if it was a full 10,000 stack. Not that we really need money at this point, but, you know, helps pay for fuel, I guess. Alright, we're waiting on the wooden blocks. Kind of want to open the... I don't want to go too far, because I've got some ideas for future episodes. I don't want to spoil those, but I do kind of want to open that up a little bit up there. Would the front bucket work for that? Maybe. I've got my rock truck already staged for something else. How much is a rock truck? I'm using the 60. They're pretty cheap, aren't they? No tailgate. I wonder what the difference there is. Does stuff fall out? That'd be pretty funny. Let's try it. I've got plenty of money. Might just end up selling this back, so I probably won't even bother changing the color. It can a little bit. Yeah, the little metal analyzer, I was showing that earlier. That's new. On the again, I'm on the beta branch. So it'll detect basically any like mineable stuff. If you're close, it'll tell you what it is. Pretty cool. That's an awesome horn. It's one of the horns of all time. All right, let's get this front shovel up here, see if we can do anything with the overhead. I don't know if it'll work that well. It's not really what it's designed for. But we have it here, so we might as well use it. And actually, we're pretty close to the fuel, so I'm going to go top off. Maybe I'll be able to make it to the top of the hill before I have to refuel again. The horn on your Camry sounds manlier. I know, right? I think that's just the same horn they use on the trucks. Maybe that's the default. About forgot how my controls work. Yeah, it'd be cool if they had at least just a few horns you could choose from. How deep does it scan, Sam? It's just the surface, whatever you're pointing at. If you want to go subsurface, there's a drill you can get for the excavators that have attachments. At least there used to be, unless they took that out. We have arrived. So if we go look for drill, yeah. So they got these drills. They have a weight or... That's just the different attacher size, it looks like. Different attachers. So the drill will go down. I don't know how far it goes down. I used it a long time ago. I've not used it in quite some time. Yeah, this doesn't reach very high, so... It's not terrible. We might be able to do something with this. Here, let's leave it extended, then I'll use this maybe. Watch out, noob operator. I don't know if I can even swing around in here, though. I think no matter how I'm oriented, I'm going to run into something. Yeah, that's not going to work. Alright, well, it was worth a shot. Get lined back up. I probably need to get a little excavator and go at it from above. Yeah, look, you need to refuel again, right? So it's a little bit crazy. Is it cute? And I can't remember how to... How do I do the bucket thingy? Oh, it's shift and E and Q, right? Ta-da! I like that feature. That's fun. Makes it really easy to dump. Alright, I have plans for this thing, but they're not for this purpose. But we will be using this at some point. I'm gonna... Like I said, I've got plans for it. I wonder if I could get a little excavator up top. And then dump it down below into the truck, maybe? We're kind of experimenting here. I've got money to burn. You try to get going on Anastasia, Timothy? Go to the website. Has got some guides, like how to get started, how to set up your game, what mods are supported. It's just antistasi.de, Delta Echo. That should get you started if you're new to Arma and Anastasia. Check out, they've got a beginner guide and they've got a more advanced guide. All right, we do have the baby. We got the little bitty loader. Yeah, we could use baby loader. Might get an excavator. I don't know. Anyway, I need to do some rolling, so let's roll. Don't worry, I don't charge extra for the dad jokes. Those are completely free. Hey, catch you later, John. Thanks for hanging out. I think my lovely wife is watching a TV show. Actually, it's almost 9. She's probably getting ready for bed. If this would shatter the concrete when I turned it on, I wouldn't even be mad. That would be an awesome feature. You feel like you should get compensated for the dad jokes? Tell you what, I'll give full refunds on the admission price of the ticket. How's that? Seems fair to me. All right. I'm no road scientist, but that looks pretty smooth. Some of these edges leave a little bit to be desired. So what, Timothy, I'll even go triple the admission price. Just because you're special. All right, I'm pretty happy with that for now. We'll do more with that in Friday's episode. We got plans. Okay, let's go take a look at excavators. Not searching for drill. Are these aren't sorted by price? They're sorted by name. If we look at price, we got the little 200A that it's used. I think that's the smallest one, isn't it? We get a new D model for 186. Guess we could get this and fix it up at some point. Sure, let's do that. Does it run? That's the main thing. All right, let's put it here. Because half the fun will be tracking it up to the job site. Kablam! Helicopter just casually flies into the mountain. Perfect. Let's see. I don't have any orange on me. You know what? I've completely forgotten which orange I use. Truly a kind and generous streamer. I try. Oh, it's just orange. Okay, well that makes it easy. What orange you want, boss? Orange. Got it. Oh, that's a different yellow fire than this yellow fire. Okay. Fun. Orange. Yes, please. So if you haven't seen this before, you can customize the colors. You can customize a bunch of lights. You can change the tracks out. And then all these parts here will eventually wear out. This guy's used, but they're all at 90, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. Same horn. Alright, let's get some fuel. And we'll see about driving up to the top of that hill. It's got a really nice engine sound to it. It's getting all curled up. I'm gonna have to go this way. Yeah, it's just a little baby excavator. This is what I want up on that hillside. Maybe. Mainly just to play. I'm experimenting. Sometimes it's handy to have smaller equipment. See, the jokes just write themselves. Push, chat, push. There we go. We got it. You forget it's faster if you just turn in place. And this is high gear. So, buckle up, chat. We'll be there in an hour. Hope you brought snacks. That's right, Zerg. What could go wrong? Build it funky? Everything. Nah, it'll be fine. So there's my water pump. That'll be, I think, in Monday's video. Just pretend like you didn't see that. It's either Monday or... I can't remember which video is which. Kind of slipping and sliding. Nope, stay on the hill. Stay on the hill. What's up, long hauler? Not doing too bad. Surviving. Alright, let's kick her down into low hydrostat. See if we can slip and slide our way up here. This is perfectly safe. It burns so much fuel, I'm going to turn it off for a bit. I need to move this truck up a little bit. I think I want it about... as far as I can zoom out. About there, maybe? Something like that? If you don't want to run around, you can open the map key, and then you can just drive from here. Looks like it's in reverse order. There we go. Now's where I need my my joysticks hooked up. And this wind tower is going to be totally in my way. Alright, y'all ready for some hilarity? I am really bad at running an excavator. I haven't done a whole lot of it. Also, did my mouse sensitivity change? Because I have to move my mouse across the gamepad like 10 times to curl the bucket. It's a little annoying. Excavator. The controls are very, very configurable. Alright, so if I click the gear icon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I changed that, didn't I? It's like 10's the default. Somewhere along the way, I lost my customization. Sure, let's try 40. Save. It's a little better. Calm down, camera. I was hoping that would fall in the truck, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Don't worry, this is all OSHA approved, perfectly safe. We're going to use some of the jank to our advantage here. Yeah, that seems nice. There we go. Screenshots taken seconds before disaster. Yeah. How badly are we filling up the ground? I think the concrete blocks delete stuff, which in this case is a good thing. Well, this is kind of how it was working in my head. Yeah, see, I drove up here and that pretty much used all the fuel. Well, that just means that we can try to get the gas truck up here. That'll be fun. High gear for the win. Yeah, one mouse click away from disaster. Pretty much. Okay, well, we did 4 minutes of digging, so it's time to go refuel. No fall damage, thankfully. Actually, that can probably just stay. Oops, that can just stay about right there. That's fine. All right, fuel truck. How do you feel about off-road? Oh wait, how do you feel about coming out of the mine? Can I squeeze around? Nope, not quite. All right, we're gonna have to move this guy. I don't have a truck dump up here. This does look like pay dirt. So I'm not sure yet what we're going to do with it. Might have to take it down to the bottom of the hill. The problem with that is I don't have a truck dump at that plant either. The only truck dump I've got is for ore. That's just me like tapping the steer key on the keyboard. It's so twitchy. All right, place your bets now. Can we get the fuel truck up to the baby excavator? I don't know if this thing is 6-wheel drive or what. Or 8-wheel drive. Ramming speed! Oh wow, this thing off-roads like a boss. Okay, I don't know what I was even worried about. Apparently this thing has more than a little bit of traction. Alright, well that was easy. Can't refuel, huh? Okay. I think it's actually the back of the tank, maybe, that has the fueling apparatus. Perfect. Jump out of the cab. What's that first step? It's a doozy. Yeah, I think this thing's like eight-wheel drive. Because it's just like, no problem, boss. Can do. All right, we'll just park that over here out of the way. Okay, all-terrain fuel truck. Now we know. With these physics. Alright, no more playing around. Oh, I seem to have forgot a crucial part of this experience here. I need a dump truck. This game is ridiculous sometimes. It's also a ton of fun. Who was here in Out of War when we had Cocoa Puffs instead of like dirt? The dirt we have now. That was good times. Sometimes I kind of miss the Cocoa Puffs. Hey, come on, dirt. Come on, 3-meter vertical. We got this. Now let's leave the parking brake on. That sounds like a smart thing to do. Yeah, so when I say Cocoa Puffs, the dirt used to be little balls of dirt instead of what we have right here. I called them Cocoa Puffs. They were charming. But I do like this dirt that we have now better. Overall. Alright, I think the truck's about full. I'm trying to curl, and it's not working because I'm moving my mouse the wrong direction. There we go. Just curl the teeth right through the arm. Okay, we dug a third of a truckload, used an eighth of a tank of fuel. So, what can I do with it? What I need to do is get it into here. So, should I just build a temporary ramp? That might be an option. I have enough ramp pieces. Do we need, can we get by with a 3? Yeah, we can get by with a 3-wide ramp. So, let's try that. If we were that level, that would let us dump in there. How many blocks do we need so the truck's set in level? 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Let's call it 5. Well, we can hang over the thing a little bit. Let's go with 4. Sure, it'll be fine. Do. Oh, crap. Forgot about that. Should have went over the other direction. Do. Yeah, like that. That's what I meant to do. I'm not sure that's going to work. Might need multiple ramp pieces. Ta-da! Hey, what's up? It's Obsessively Clean Gaming. Another good YouTuber, guys. If you like hunting games, that kind of stuff, go check out OCG. Good stuff. So then if I come back to this guy... You just tuned in, we are doing shenanigans to get some dirt dumped. Temporary project. Totally safe and legal. And I had a nice quiet 4th. I kind of just stayed home and chilled. My son had to work. Wife and daughter went to a party at her friend's house. I didn't know anybody there, like literally other than my wife and daughter, so I didn't go. Chilled, did a little recording, and hung out with the cat. It was nice. Nice, quiet evening. Oh, look. Ooh, let's maybe line up a little better. Good thing we don't have the Farm Sim pizza cutter wheels. Ta-da! Had to work on the 4th, Zerg. Yeah, my son did too. He's working this summer. Mean old dad made him get a job before he heads off to college in the fall. Builds character. So we're just kind of cleaning up a little dirt here at the top of the mine. It kind of bugs me that it's hanging open like that. And it's something fun to do. About there-ish, maybe? It's kind of hard to tell with this camera angle. Never skip a leg day, guys. Celebrate on the 1st. I can still, people are still celebrating out here. I can hear it popping off outside. There's the law, and then there's what people actually do. You're not supposed to shoot them off today, but whatever. Something tells me I didn't get the truck quite in the right spot. You're getting some dirt in there. Yeah, Justin, I was a little too far back. Also keep trying to curl the wrong direction for some reason. I don't have the muscle memory for this like I do for the loader. Because I used to do a ton of loader work in Farm Sim. So I set up my controls in this, just like Farm Sim. And then I've got all those, you know, thousands of hours of Farm Sim in muscle memory. I think I'm around between 17, 19, and 22. Yeah, probably around 2,000 hours. Yeah, we got some of it in the truck. Even on the 4th? Wow. And I'm sure everybody obeys that, right? Just like they're obeying it over here by St. Louis. Not shooting them off on the 5th. That's un-American. No fireworks on the 4th. Come on. It's still somewhat going in the truck. A little different perspective here. Kind of trying to just wipe the side of this, get it down into the truck. Yeah, how would you even enforce it? Columbia is a city of like, what, 180,000 or something like that? Yes, I'm terrible at running an excavator. Thanks for asking. I mean, we're getting some dirt in the truck. That's the point of the exercise, right? If I was going to do a lot of excavator work, I would totally get my twin thrustmasters out and be using those. I mostly run loaders. So I got a little bit of pay dirt up here. Alright, I think we'll call that a load. This truck has no tailgate, so it'll be sliding out the back. Like a ninja chat. Boo! Huzzah! Okay. Yes, I'm a giant dork. I understand that. And I'm okay with it. Let's go dump some dirt. Yeah, right? That would be so cool if the soil was actually unstable, but with the voxel terrain like this, that would be super expensive computationally. Beep, 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 beep. Can you mix? Yeah, it's all mixable, so it won't show in the texture, but it keeps that all separate. So you can load a dump truck up with whatever, go dump it in the hopper, and you'll see, you know, all the different stuff. Oops. I hit the quiet button. All right, we've hauled 2 loads. Let's go get some fuel. I'm going to keep ragging on the fuel because it's just ridiculous. I made a note of that in the Discord. I don't know if anybody cares. I doubt very many people play hardcore mode, so probably nobody cares. Hey, Jokebox, have a good night. Whoa! Let's try that. We'll see how we get along. Okay, I can't be bothered. I'll just teleport up here. Oh, I'm stuck. Just running into the concrete. Got my bucket down, dragging through the dirt. Doing everything wrong. Hey, Darkhan, it's not going too bad. It's night for me, though. About ready to head to bed. Just going to be moving some material here in Out of Ore, so I thought I'd stream it. Hang out with you fine folks. Dumping stuff all over the cab. It's just going everywhere. It's pure carnage. Sometimes it seems like the hydraulics has lag. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh, got hung up. Some of it's going on the belt, actually, I think. Yeah, it's a little after 9 here. Here in the Central Time. I'm in Missouri, for those just tuning in. We were just talking about that earlier. We had Germany and Switzerland. All kinds of folks in here. And we got Idaho in here, if DC Dave's still around. Best mod ever. Why am I clearing this area? It kind of bothered me that it was just hanging above my head going into the mine. And also, this hole over here was here because I dug up too high at the time. So, just kind of cleaning up. I wanted to get some of it out of the way. You see we got some coal mixed in here as well. Getting a little bit of everything in this truckload. I think it defaults to whatever you have the most of for the texture. Don't quote me on that. Also, if you have stuff in your truck and you save and quit and then you reload the save, it'll just show as pay dirt texture. Alright. I think that's opened up pretty well. Get out of here. Fuel low. Yes, indeed. Also, it gave me an excuse to buy a little baby excavator. Hey, Will Noble, good to see you. I had a good 4th, hope you did as well. And you're welcome for the videos. Thanks for watching. Sip a little fuel there so we can make it out of here. So I'm going to do a little cleanup, and then that will be it for tonight. Just a quick stream, moving some material. If you're new here, this is a series. This is season 4 of Out of Ore. And I started with just a pickaxe. And built all this. I can't remember what episode I'm on. We're up there. 20. We're in the 20s, I think. It's episode 23, maybe, is Monday. Something like that. Whee! So if you want to go see how that all started, it is in the playlist. Then I occasionally stream all kinds of random stuff. Arma 3, Star Citizen, railroading games, all kinds of stuff. Alright, let's go get our fuel truck. Oh yeah, let's check on our crafting. Whee! Hey, we got 9 wood blocks. Go us. Oops. Alright, we'll move these down. I need to make some more of those probably. At some point. Let's see, we've got 59 beams. Let's get some more of those crafting up. So we can put some blocks down now. Where we got this new wall. So I'll just be filling that cribbing as we go. Yeah, I've been doing a series on Vintage Story. Right now the series I've got going is Vintage Story, Space Engineers, and Out of Ore. I was doing some Derail Valley, kind of petered out. Kind of lost interest, to be honest. And hardly anybody was watching it, so we'll see. I might I almost streamed that. I thought, you know, I'm gonna go dig in the dirt. I've still got this save around. It may return, who knows. Problem is there's just too many good games to play. And not enough time. Alright, let's get this dirt dumped out of the truck, and then I can get my ramp cleared out of the way. Seems like this sunk. I don't know what happened, but that's sunk there. Need to get some dirt. Fill that in. Speaking of, let's turn this off. And I'll show you in the hopper how it separates all the stuff. There's lots of different things here in the truck. We probably got dirt, pay dirt, and coal all in this truck right now. Oh, come here, camera. Yeah, I've got over like 300 games in my Steam library. I just don't have time. Way more games. Some of them I've not even ever started or installed. Part of that's because I used to work for a video game company, and one of our perks was you could spend up to $300 a year on games and get reimbursed. I took full advantage of that perk. So I have lots of stuff. Alright, refuel, no. Am I going to keep this truck? I don't think so. I think I'm going to just turn this one. I think I'm just going to sell this back. So if we go to map, I can say no tailgate, return to inventory. And we'll just sell that bad boy. Here we go. Cost me 40 grand to use that. No problem. We've got plenty of money. Even on hardcore mode, I've got plenty of money. Alright, what else do I need to... Oh yeah, I was going to show you the hopper, and we need to clean up a ramp. Yeah, it was a great perk. They made it very easy to work your butt off for them. 2 catered meals a day, all the snacks and drinks you could ever want. There was a lot of perks. So if we go in here, we see it says just dirt. But that's, I think, just what's the most. But if we say return, it'll pop all that stuff up here into the inventory of the hopper. So we've got dirt, pay dirt, and coal. It's all mixed together. And we can put that basically back on the belt. If I turn the power back on, it'll send that through the plant. So if you didn't see this earlier, I was explaining the plant. It's got a trommel here, so the dirt and pay dirt fall through the bottom of the trommel, and they come out on this belt here. They go over to the wash plant. Come on, dude. Stay on the conveyor. Just walk on the conveyor. It's safe. The wash plant will take any ores out of the pay dirt, separate them out. And then basically anything left over gets dumped out over here. It's going to be coal where we're digging. It's pretty much ore. So anything ore-wise will go over here, and it joins up and goes into the storage. So you can see out of the pay dirt we've been getting gold ore, silicon ore, diamond ore, and ruby ore. Then we've been digging out actual iron ore and copper ore, and some coal and stuff from the mine itself. There you go. It's going to run that for a while. But I need to head off to bed. It's past my bedtime. But thanks as always for watching. If you're new here, go check out the playlists. I've got tons of stuff there over the years. You might find something you like. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you in the next adventure. Tired.